to the Girls on Games podcast number 18. We have a very special evening for you here tonight. To get it all started, I want to thank you all for coming here to join us, and I want to introduce you to the panel. My name is Leah. I'm going to be your host for the evening. I am the co-founder and co-editor-in-chief of Girls on Games. I've also got my partner in crime, Miss Catherine Smith-Dabian. How you doing, Kat?
Hey, what's up?
Hey. We've got Simo, technical producer extraordinaire of this wonderful podcast.
Hello.
And we have a very, very special guest with us here this evening. I would like to introduce you to Elias Toufexis, Canadian theater, voice actor, motion capture, and television and film actor. Wow, you're doing a lot of acting.
I do whatever can pay the bills.
You guys might know him from shows like Smallville and Bitten, and of course his video game appearances such as Contrast, Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell, and of course Adam Jensen from Deus Ex Human Revolution and the upcoming Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Elias, welcome. Thank you for coming to hang out with us here this evening.
Oh, that's okay. You guys are from my hometown, so I figured I'd pop in and say hello.
Yeah, really, really appreciate it. We want to let everybody in chat know that we will be taking questions, so pop them in there. Simo's going to be keeping track and putting them in the document.
I'll try.
Ask them all. Yeah, he's going to try. He's going to contain his excitement because Simo is a huge Deus Ex fan.
Yeah.
But get her started. I want to let y'all know that we do have a tiny little donate button down at the bottom because we're trying to do a live podcast at Montreal Comic Con, and we're trying to get to Fan Expo in Toronto as well. So, Elias, we might be seeing you in one of those two places. Never know.
Yeah, I would imagine I'm at least one of those two.
Yeah, so that'd be cool.
I don't know. It's whatever Square Enix and Eidos have in mind.
Fine. So, to help us get there, we got that little donate button in the bottom. So any little bit helps. We love you all forever, but we'd love you even more then. We also want to let you know that upcoming on GOG, we've got Indie Spotlight happening again on Thursday at 8 p.m. We've got Kwan by I can't even pronounce that. Catherine, you want to try?
Wait, I was...
And Comma Games.
Ankama? I'm gonna say Ankama.
Ankama. Yeah, Allie's gonna yell at me for mispronouncing it. Oh well, that's all you can do. And to get her going, let's start talking about what games we're playing right now. Elias and Simo, Kat, and I were chatting about some Disney Infinity because Elias has a few youngsters, and we've been reminiscing over all the little characters that we can go by.
You make it sound like I have a little farm of children.
Just
I
two.
I have two kids. Yeah. So I play a lot of Disney Infinity, and needless to say, they're 4 and 2, so the characters last about 10 seconds before they switch them for another one.
Oh. Do you do the playbox mode where you can go and get the little figurines of all the different other ones too?
No, yeah, I mean, we do basically just sandbox, and I usually build kind of a thing that I know they're going to have fun with. Mm-hmm. But they get bored with the characters so quickly, and then, God forbid, we pass by a GameStop or a Walmart or something, and they see them, and then it's another $13 each. So for each kid, because I can't buy one kid one, so it's like today it's Wreck-It Ralph and like I'm looking at Jasmine and Black Widow and Tinkerbell and everywhere.
That's awesome.
That's like a lot of GOG people with amiibos from Nintendo.
yeah, I would imagine.
Too many amiibos. It's just too many. I want that Yarn Yoshi one.
I do have to admit that there are some nights where they go to bed and I stay up leveling up all the characters.
Oh.
So they're even, so there's no...
It's so frustrating. They just run around. I'm like, man, you know what Hulk can do if you let him get to level 6? But they don't really care.
Smash! Sweet, and you're also playing Dying Light?
Yeah, I mean, a buddy of mine, Roger Craig Smith, is the lead in that game, so I try to support my friends in the video game world, and I'm a big zombie fan. Like one of my favorite games was Left 4 Dead. Was one of my favorite games on the last generation.
Classic.
And my wife and I still remember my wife being pregnant with my first kid, and spending just nights playing Left 4 Dead, and just going, this is all we're gonna do because we're not gonna have time when the kid comes. So let's just play. Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, and we got them all in. Yeah, and I like zombie games, and so Dying Light is Dying Light's fun, man. It's fun to
Have
play.
you played Be the Zombie yet? Because that's my favorite part.
No, I haven't played that yet. I haven't tried
Oh
that
my!
yet.
I
Still,
bypassed it.
I'm still in the story. Who am I kidding? I don't have that much time.
Yeah, I bypassed the
My
story. I
time
went
is
straight
like
for it.
half hour.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I should try that.
Yeah,
I'll try
it's
when I hang up.
fun. You have this crazy like tentacle tongue thing that you can use like a zip line. Yeah.
Sounds very realistic.
Yeah, and then you strangle dudes and squeeze them like snakes and make them explode. It's don't watch this. Oh, don't play this with your kids around. It's just nightmares waiting to happen. Catherine, what are you playing?
Mortal Kombat X.
How's that going?
Of course.
Because I have no respect for humankind whatsoever.
We knew
I
that
was
already.
Yeah, after Bloodborne, nothing like going into Mortal Kombat X, like I needed to see more blood. I was playing with my friend Uva, actually, and she loves fighting games, and at one point, she did this move. She was playing a Sub-Zero. She ripped my intestines, froze them into a giant icicle, and shoved it into my character's eye.
Perfect.
And somehow I survived and kept fighting and won that fight. But it is just over
Just like
the,
in real life.
Exactly.
it's just over the top. Like the acting is borderline okay, and the story is an excuse, but the actual fighting is actually pretty fun. It's Mortal Kombat, and it's the second in the rebooted storyline. So who cares about the story? I just want to grab Raiden and like electrocute the fuck out of my friends. And so far, it's good.
Well,
I wonder if my kids will go for trading in Disney Infinity for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
in a couple of years, maybe.
Yeah, I remember being at Montreal Comic Con and it was 18 plus to get in and try that game. So I don't think that's a good idea. And more nightmares waiting to happen.
Seriously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's other fighting games that I'm sure you could play though.
Well, I do play the what was the DC one? What's it called?
Yeah,
Injustice.
Injustice. That's right. Yeah. I played that with them, and I think you can take blood off if I remember. Or maybe I didn't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, they like because my son he's only 2, but he's big into superheroes, so he likes seeing
Of course.
Batman beat up Bane and things like that.
Good.
Yeah.
Sweet. Simo, you're playing Final Fantasy 14?
Yeah, well, the expansion's coming out in a couple, I think June 23rd. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I just got that MMO itch again, and I'm like, I guess I'll start playing FF14 again. I'm actually playing with Kat SD's boyfriend right now. Well, not right now because we're podcasting, but yeah, we're on the same server and we're playing together, so.
That's cool.
Super gay, but that's alright.
You're reliving the fun that is Deus Ex, Human Revolution.
Yeah, I restarted the new save. Actually, the 4th or 5th time, I don't remember. I'm trying to go for the silent assassin one. I always play the game stealthed, but there's this one fucking part that the first time I played it that I had to kill someone, and it's that stupid part in the tower of the Stade Olympique, and there's like a shit ton of guards just rushing at you, and I had to, fuck that, I'm just gonna activate the turret. You fuckers die, I don't give a shit. And, and that kind of fucked up my whole run, so I kind of want to redo it without killing anybody so I can get the
It's hard, man.
stupid
It's
achievement.
hard to
I was
do that.
close. I was so close, but just that one fucking part got to me, and I'm like, I'm done. So done.
I usually play my rule, and this goes with most games. My rule with any games that have choice is I don't kill good guys. So like when I go into the police station as Adam, I chose not to kill any cops.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
But I'll kill bad guys like crazy, and I'll punch the occasional civilian just because I can.
Just because, you're there. I mean, they're in the way. It's
You're in the way.
Yeah, seriously.
I always go for the non-lethal takedown. The close-up stun gun is fucking amazing. You stay in the corner, just zap it. It's the shit. It's the best.
Oh, wait till you guys see what's coming up.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in the process of downloading Assassin's Creed Chronicles China right now. Well, actually, it was earlier because I didn't want to tie up my bandwidth, obviously, because we were doing this. But
Shout out to Jay in chat. I think Jay's still in chat.
Ooh, hey,
Yes.
yay! Yeah, getting ready for that. I think I'm gonna straight up wait and stream it tomorrow from scratch, not even touching it. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. All right, let's jump into some hot news. So, we're getting some Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero Live. Elias, are you a Guitar Hero fan?
I have no comment. I mean, it's fun, but it's not.
Wait.
It's not something I spend my time on now.
No.
Oh, I played way too much Guitar Hero when I was younger. That and Rock Band, holy shit.
Yeah, when it came out, I remember really wanting it and getting the whole drum kit. I think I got it off of Craigslist. Got the drum kit and the guitar and even the mic. I did the whole thing, and now it's like, I don't have friggin' time or energy for that.
It's gonna be tough to toss up like which one do you get, because now they're both coming out at the same time.
Well, Guitar Hero only has guitar from what I saw. It doesn't have
true.
like the whole drums and stuff, so.
It's true, and we have to do our Girls Like Games band.
Yeah, exactly. I think Rock Band is more of the party game than Guitar Hero. Well, don't really have a choice because you only have one guitar. But I like what they're doing with the guitar this year. Like, they only put, I think it's 3 or 4 buttons, but there's
Six
like
buttons.
6 buttons, but there's like up and down. Yeah, exactly. So you actually.
It's a 2x3 grid.
Yeah, exactly.
So that you can mimic almost like you would do chords.
Yeah, actually feel like you're playing a chord rather than just holding a button. But yeah, I'm gonna buy it for sure. Of course, I'm gonna buy it. Who fucking Of course.
I'm just worried about this whole like live video thing because I'm afraid it's gonna get repetitive. Really
and the other ones didn't get repetitive. I mean, did you really pay attention? I was watching the lines of the track coming down the screen. That's all I could see. It would give me vertigo. I'd look away, and all I would see would be like things moving from staring at the screen for so long.
But at least when you were like playing Guitar Hero or Rock Band, it was your character that you designed or whatever. Now it's just gonna be some douchebag in a V-neck with a tattoo here, playing some stupid song and being way too happy about music, brah, and so sick beat, brah. And I don't know.
Simo, this is more Shome Rock Band or Guitar Hero, not.
No, but did you see the picture? It is exactly what I'm talking about. The guy with the V-neck and the tattoo and little fucking. I don't know.
They look like a generic Coachella band. They do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
On other news, we've got a Mortal Kombat 10 X character. I always am going to say 10, Roman numerals. We've got a Mortal Kombat X character who came out of the closet, which is kind of new and kind of awesome. Catherine, have you run into him yet?
Who?
I know which character it is. I haven't done much of the story because my friend and I were just too excited to beat on each other. Yeah, but I saw the article and I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. It's not very obvious the way they did it, but it's just enough of a wink.
That's cool.
Who's the character?
It's one of the new ones.
Oh, okay. I thought it was one of the old ones. I'm like, that's interesting, but if it's not, then.
No, it's.
I think it'll be great. I think it'll be great when something like that happens in a game and it's not news anymore.
I know, right?
Yes.
I know,
We got to get to the news, and then we'll get to that point.
We're getting there.
Getting there, slow and steady.
Yeah, it's Kung Jin. He's one of the new characters. I guess they had to do it with the new ones.
Oh,
But
wow.
it's like when that actor for the guy plays the Big Bang Theory from he plays Sheldon. Came out. It was like a big thing because it came out on the sly, or he didn't make anything about it. It's just somebody mentioned that he had a boyfriend for like X number of years, and they were like, "Is that the new way to come out?" And I was just like, "No, just no, stop, delete your article right now."
Yeah, that's stupid.
Oh,
That's
go
really
ahead,
stupid.
Simo.
No, I'm sorry. I was just reacting to what Catherine said. It's so stupid that why would they do that? I don't understand.
Well, you can get a little happy now because November 17th, we're getting Star Wars Battlefield.
Cool.
What?
Oh yeah, Battlefront.
Battlefront. Why do I have Battlefield written
I
here?
don't know, but it's
Spell
Battlefront.
Yeah,
Because
whatever.
there's 1,000 Battlefield games.
Yeah, it's true.
I got it in the version.
I'm still on edge. I don't know. The trailer is super badass, but then again, every video game trailer is badass. So I don't think I remember seeing a trailer saying that game's gonna suck. Like, it's kind of rare. Usually you're pretty excited for it, but I don't know.
But you know what was badass and will be badass? Was that trailer for the Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Yes.
Yes!
That was cool. That was
I am
pretty cool.
ready. My
Legit
body
man
is ready.
tears.
Everybody at the end, when he goes, Chewie, we're home, we're all like,
Yeah.
oh my god, my heart's breaking.
No,
Yeah,
it's
like 300 million people cried at the end of that trailer.
of course.
That mashup video of
Oh, Interstellar? Yeah.
Interstellar, and that
Oh, that's really
Matthew
funny.
McConaughey.
Yeah, I saw that.
that was every single one of us.
Yeah. And even I'm more of a Star Trek fan, and I'll be honest, I got shivers. I'm like, that's gonna be fucking cool. That's gonna be a cool movie. I'm excited to see that.
Let the record know that Simone only saw the Star Wars movies in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I watched all 6 at the same time, but yes, I only
That's
saw
terrible,
them
though. You have to
3
watch
years
the
ago.
first. You have to watch the original 3, and then go and watch the terrible prequel.
No, you gotta watch
honestly,
the original 3 and forget the other 3 happened.
Yeah, that's another way to do it.
The first one, like episode 1, sucked hard. I agree, but like 2 and 3 were. I didn't think that they were
Stop.
that.
They're terrible.
But my favorite, I think a 5th one. Which one is the 5th one? Return of the
Jedi.
Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. That's everybody's favorite.
Okay.
No,
No, the 5th one
that's
is Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, I thought that was
Empire
my
Strikes
favorite.
Back.
I like that one better than the other ones. That was my favorite. So.
No, mine
That's
is.
because it's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Okay, well then, I guess I don't suck as much as I thought.
I'm all about the Jedi one, because Return of the Jedi, they have like that part with the in the Frozen, and you have Princess Leia and Jabba the Hutt and all that. That's my favorite. By far.
Return of the Jedi is pretty badass. It's got all the action.
Yeah, all of the action. So I'm gonna like hold up on hot news there. We usually continue it on, but like I want to talk to Elias more. So let's move on. If you guys in chat have questions for Elias, throw them in there because we'll ask him at the end. So we kind of rounded this up, Elias, in like different categories and stuff. So we just want to talk to you at first because we're gonna leave the juicy stuff for the end, right?
Yeah.
So at first we just want to know what got you into voice acting and performance acting for video games.
It wasn't really a particular thing that it's just as when you're an actor, you work like it's a good way to look at actors like me, just guys who are working actors, like a construction worker, or you have contracts that are offered to you and you take them or you don't. And video game, I think it was the first one I did was Need for Speed. I did Need for Speed Carbon. Years ago, like in 2006, I think it was. And that was my first ever video game, and it was done actually live action. We didn't really, they kind of it wasn't performance capture. They live action shot us like a film, and then they kind of animated over, rotoscoped over us, kind of in a way. If you go back to Need for Speed Carbon, you'll see it's like a kind of a weird mix of live action and animation. And then I did the voice for the driving scenes where I'm yelling at you to like make a left, make a right, that kind of stuff. That was my first ever thing into video games, and for me, it was like I've always loved video games, but for me, it was just good. This is going to pay my rent. Like 6 years ago, or 7 or 10 years ago now, it was like that's just going to pay my rent, so I'll take it. Then as my career grew and I could be more picky and things like that, I remember I auditioned for Rainbow Six Vegas 2 for the main bad guy. And that I wanted to do because I'm a big Tom Clancy fan in general. I'm a big fan of his games, of Ubisoft's games with Tom Clancy titles. And when I booked that was just voice. It was just me in a sound booth, and they actually had the animators mocapping the characters for you. So this was I think this was like 2007, I think. And they would have the animators mocap the characters. And that's why if you go and watch any game from about 2007, 2008, you'll see that the mocapping is over the top, and everybody has the same movements.
Okay, so
and they're all.
So it's
just the
different
animators
person?
thinking it's a different person.
Okay.
For the most part, and
Okay.
it's the animators thinking, okay, I gotta be animated. I gotta move my, and that slowly, I think somebody got wise and said, why don't we use the actors we're using for the voice, and have them initially just mocap the body too. And then it started like combining. There's still, in my opinion, there's still overacting in body and mocap for video games. Maybe because I know it so well, it kind of bothers me when I see a scene where I'm like, oh, they're doing the open palms up to the sky with their elbows bent, kind of, hey, what are you doing? You know that move?
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
the same in every video game. And it drives me crazy, like to the point that with any character I mocap, I'm like, I'm not doing that ever. And I think that, so after I did Rainbow Six, I think the next one was Splinter Cell that I did, Conviction. And that one, the first thing they asked when I walked in is, how tall are you? Because at that point you had to be 5'10"
Okay.
to mocap. So I'm 5'10", so then it was, I went in and did just motion capture. I don't know if you guys know the difference, I'm sure you do, between motion capture and performance capture. There's a little bit of a difference. Motion capture is like, what's the most recent way I can explain? Troy Baker in The Last of Us.
Right, that's just where he's moving his
He's
body
moving
around.
and doing the voice.
Right.
But the face is completely animated by the animators later.
Okay.
It's all based, like they film him. So the animators look at the film of him. So it's basically, for the most part, going to be his facial movements and things like that. But it's not captured like Gollum is, or the Planet of the Apes movies.
Okay, where they have like all the dots in your face and the camera's right here.
That's
and they
full
can...
performance capture.
Okay.
And that's what's starting to happen in almost all games now. You think of the Kevin Spacey in the Modern Warfare,
Call of Duty,
right?
yeah.
Right.
Was it Call of Duty?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare, that's what it is.
The names are also close.
Yeah, I know. So you think of that, and that's like a really heightened version of it because they wanted it to look exactly like Kevin Spacey. If you look at Troy in that game, it looks exactly like Troy, too, because that's fully performance captured. So I did that not on Conviction, but everything since Conviction that I did, like Splinter Cell Blacklist, Deus Ex, like we all did full performance capture. Not for Human Revolution. Human Revolution was just motion capture and then they animated it. But for Blacklist, and then I did Unity and all the Assassin's Creed games from then, they're all completely facial and body captured. You actually capture the voice at the same time that you do the body and the face.
Wow.
So you don't ever really go into a sound. It's rare. Like for Coben in Blacklist,
Yeah.
I think I did 2 hours of voice. Everything else was completely performance captured.
Wow.
And that was like 2 months of work.
Jeez.
Which is always funny because people say to me, I
Yep.
Oh,
loved your voice work in Blacklist. And first, of course, I say thank you. But then I say, but I didn't do any voice work. It's all performance capture work.
yeah.
And then with Mankind Divided, that's what we're doing too.
Okay.
Cool.
That must be a really intense setup in order to get your voice and really high quality at the same time as you're doing the motion, because how do they mic you? Do you have like a lavalier on as well as like mics around your head picking everything up? Or is it on the camera? Oh, did we lose him?
We might have lost Elias.
Might have lost Elias. It was coming in and out. We'll try and get him back here now.
Give us a second.
I don't know what. Disconnecting. All right.
All right.
Stay with us. We're
difficulties.
going to have another one of those technical difficulty music.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's probably booting here now.
Yeah.
Let's try again. Add people. Skype is handy like that.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Did you hear my question?
What was your question? Difficult because of the mics?
Yeah, like how do they rig it for the mics for you so that they get really good sound at the same time as you're able to move?
Well, basically, I mean, you have the suits with the dots all over you, the markers all over you.
Right.
I don't know how many there are on you, but there are on almost every articulation point, like your knees, your hips, your elbows, shoulders, etc., your back.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a helmet on that has markers on it too. And then on the helmet, you have a little camera that's, it's hard to explain. It's on like a little, little wire that points the camera back at your face.
Okay.
So maybe a foot away from your face and points the camera back at your face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The camera's very small, obviously, and the mic is on that.
Okay.
So they catch you, and like you said, there's also somebody with a boom mic over you.
Okay.
So they double catch everything, and then if they can't hear you, or if you're breathing too, they bring you in the sound booth, and just like in a film or a TV show, if you lose it, you do what's called ADR. You just go in and do it again. The good thing about video games is you don't have to match your lips like you do on TV.
That's true.
They'll just animate to you.
Oh, interesting.
Very cool.
Very cool. We got more questions about when it comes to like character construction for yourself. Do you have much leeway when you given a character so that you can portray them as you see fit, or are they super strict?
It depends. I mean, now I think I've got a little bit of what do they call it, cachet in my career, so I can go in and say, I'm going to do it. I think this is the way to go, and I really don't mind feedback from a director, and and the writers and things like that. I love it. I love the whole thing about acting that's so much fun is the fact that you can collaborate with people to create one thing, which is so much fun about it, which is one of the things that's so much fun about it. But initially, when I first started in anything, in TV, if I would just be like, what do you need me to do? I'll do it. Even if I didn't like it, or if I didn't feel it was the right choice. But now, you know, I definitely want to make the right choice for the character and for the show or for the games. So, and particularly with somebody like Jensen, or even in a Blacklist case, Coben, because they're guys I had played before. So I can go in and go, no, Jensen wouldn't say this, or I think he would say it like this, and that the writers, although most of them are the same writer, some of them are the same writers as the last game. They're very open to saying like, oh yeah, okay, let's try that and let's do this, and they trust that I know the character now. I mean, I recorded him for 4 years.
So was it hard?
Was
it hard to like jump back into that after, or was it like putting on like your favorite pair of sneakers all over again?
It was something like that. It wasn't really. The thing about Jensen is he can't be complicated from a performance standpoint, because you basically have to give the player so many choices that you can't really, like in the last game, there's this one part where we think Megan, spoilers if you haven't played the Human Revolution.
Spoiler
if you
alert.
haven't, what's wrong with you?
Plug your ears and go die.
But there's a part where we think Megan's dead, his girlfriend, and his mother comes up to her mother comes up to him and says, what happened? And you could choose to say she went peacefully, or you can choose to like visually terribly describe exactly what she went through. And so from an actor's point of view, it's like, I think Adam would never do that, because Adam's a good guy. But I have to justify it in any way, because the player might choose that. And if they choose it, it has to be just as justified from an acting point of view as anything else that the player might choose. So when it comes to Jensen coming back, when I came back, it's still the same thing. I have a very basic place that I go to, and I have to be able to just support everything. So it starts off in the same place, so it wasn't really hard to get back there.
Neat. Do you find TV acting easier now, or is it just different? Do you prefer one over the other? Video game, TV, film, even theater?
I don't have a preference really, as long as the character is and the project is good. I've definitely done some TV shows, and I'm sure if you guys IMDb me, you'll see that I didn't like, that I was like, this is terrible. And I've done a couple of games, so I'm like, all right, whatever. But if the character's good, I don't care, because I approach it exactly the same way. There are different things about TV. Takes a lot longer. Film and TV take a lot longer than, in terms of just a day. They take a lot. You're getting up at 6, you're getting there at 7, and you're working till 10, and then you do it again 5 days a week. And you don't, I mean, yes, the actors get long breaks when they're relighting and things like that. That's why it takes so long. But when you're performance capturing something, there's no relighting.
Okay.
You just do it again, and do it again, and do it again, and do it again until you're happy. Because it doesn't take long. You work from 9 to 5, or from 8 to 5 for the actors. And you just go in and you do the scene, and you don't have to worry about lights or camera angles, or to a degree you have to worry about like hitting marks and not walking into like bureaus and tables, because they're not there. They're usually kind of mapped out on the map with masking tape.
Okay.
So you have to be careful that you don't. Your character just walk through a table, buddy. So you gotta. So there's different challenges in different mediums, but for an actor, it should be, in my opinion, everything should be exactly the same. You approach it from the character's point of view and what the character wants to accomplish. And I don't really have a preference.
What's the hardest project you ever work on? Like either difficult to achieve the results you wanted, or just simply the sheer amount of work that you had to do?
I never really thought about it, because I like my job so much. I don't really that really recently. I was on. I just finished a show called The Expanse.
Okay.
Which is gonna be on Sci-Fi. I don't know when. I think at the end of the year or beginning of next year. It's really good. It's really crazy high budget show, and Thomas Jane is the lead, and it's really good. But a lot of my time in that, I'm in a spacesuit, and the spacesuit is horribly uncomfortable, and like. And I thought, you know what? I do so much performance capture. I'm so used to like being uncomfortable in wardrobe, and I'll be fine. But like after 6 hours in that spacesuit, and the helmet weighs like 30 pounds.
Jesus Christ!
You're just like, oh God, get me out of this thing. Get me out.
It's gonna ask. It's heavy.
Yeah, the helmet was very heavy, and they had a backpack on, so they could feed air into the helmet so you don't sweat too much.
Jesus.
Because that would kind of ruin the effect if all the actors were dying inside the suit. But it was still very difficult. But then at the end, even that, at the end of the day, I'm sitting there and I'm like exhausted. I go, man, I get to spend 12 hours hanging out in a spacesuit. Like, I'm not complaining. This is fun.
Who else gets to do that for a living?
Yeah, so it's not, I can't ever, it's definitely difficult work, but you know what? It's no more difficult than the guy who has to pick me up at 6 a.m. and then drive all day picking up all the actors and the crew, and then he drops me off at 7, then he has to go finish up, so he does a 15-hour day after I've done a 12-hour day. It's not fair of me to complain.
Do you have a project that you're most proud of?
Again, it's something I never really thought of. I'm very proud. I'm very happy that I'm back for Mankind Divided, because I'm very proud of at least the reception that Deus Ex got.
Yeah.
And I love the story. I love the character. I love being able to, being the only person in the world who can add my own lines to a game when I'm playing it. Things like that.
That's so fucking cool.
So I love Deus Ex. I'm very proud of it, which is why I was very happy to come back. And recently I'm really proud of my work on Supernatural. I really liked that show. I really liked working on that. It's one of my favorite things to go back to. And I think The Expanse is going to be really good. I'm really happy with how that turned out. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but how the days turned out, I felt it was good.
Sweet. Let's get into Adam himself, Adam Jensen. How close is Adam's personality to yours?
It's hard to say because you can choose so many personalities. I think no matter what, in truth, no matter what, there's an arc to him always, and he does try to do the right thing. I think for me, the sense of justice that he has is something that I tend to have. I always want justice for people. So I feel like, if I see an injustice done, I get very upset, much like most people. Yeah. But Jensen is he's all about, so much almost to his detriment, because he's so about doing what's right that he gets himself into a lot of trouble. And he's so trusting also, Jensen. He's trusting of the people. Actually, let me take that back. He's not trusting of anybody except the one person he trusted who he shouldn't have trusted. Yeah. Which is Megan. Yeah. He doesn't trust Sarah. He didn't in Human Revolution. He didn't trust Sarah.
Yeah, from the beginning.
He definitely didn't trust Pritchard. He didn't trust anybody, but he trusted Megan. And there was, I love that scene with Megan and Jensen when he discovers that she's alive and working against him. And Megan, I don't know if you guys know this, Megan is played by Michelle Boback, who's my wife in real life.
Oh wow!
Oh, I did not know that. That is so cool.
Were you married prior to getting casted?
Yeah. So, we just got cast arbitrarily separately.
Oh,
she just auditioned and and she's like, so I'm playing this character in your game. I'm like, that's my girlfriend.
Ah!
Like, oh, great. So we got to do the scene together. Yeah. I think we actually had a fight that morning, so it kind of worked.
Wow.
Wow.
Is that the first time working with your wife?
No. We do our own kind of. We've done a bunch of plays together and a couple of independent films and stuff. So no, it wasn't anything new, but it was fun. And it's cool, Megan's a great character, so it was cool that she got to play her.
Wow, that's really cool. It must have been odd to that day when you're like, really?
Like, really, you're playing all right,
let's do this. When you were creating the character or working with the character of Adam in the beginning, did you draw any inspiration from J.C. Denton, who came from before him?
I did. That's a good question. It's the two people that I thought of the most were well, first of all, when I auditioned for the game, I didn't know what the game was.
Okay.
They didn't tell me it was Deus Ex, and I knew what Deus Ex was, but they didn't tell me that was the game. They just told me this guy is a very stoic Clint Eastwood type. So I was like, all right. So it's basically just me anyway. So I just went in and did that. Mm-hmm. And then when I figured out what it was, I'm like, I think I played that. I remember playing that game. Mm-hmm. And I went back and I played it again. They gave me a copy of it actually. Oh. And I went back and played it. And then, the character of J.C. Denton, he's so, without being insulting, he's so robotic in his delivery. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to bring that, because I didn't look when I did this, I didn't know Adam was going to get more story, mm-hmm. right? And I didn't know even the DLC. I didn't even know that was coming. So I just kind of went in and said, all right, I'm going to do the Clint Eastwood thing that they want, mm-hmm. And I'm going to do a little bit of a tribute to the initial character for the fans of the game, and it kind of stuck. Mm. And sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it. Sometimes I'll watch my performance and be like, it was too robotic there. Mm. I didn't like that. And I understand he's half a robot, but still, it kind of...
Is it odd playing yourself in a video game?
Yeah. It's not, I mean, it's odd. It's fun. It's it is what it is, right? I mean, you most of the time I played bad guys in the games. So usually I'm like beating the hell out of myself.
That's funny. But, because I know some people don't like to watch back their movies or anything. Like, it freaks them out. Uh-huh. I know musicians who are just tired of hearing their own stuff, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't. Well, definitely I don't. I mean, the difference is it's my facial movements, and it's based a little bit on my face, but it's not really my face.
Okay.
So it's like I don't really care. Yeah. If Adam looks weird, I'm like, oh, they drew him weird. It's not me like God drew me weird. It's just
you made my nose too big.
Yeah. It's not like when I would do, definitely most actors probably do this, but when I watch something that I'm in, I'm like, oh, not from the left side of the face. Like I hate that. But for the game, well, the thing about Jensen is that it took me a little while to get into him the first time around, to get to understand him in the first game. It probably I'd say a couple of months.
Yeah, we're losing Elias.
Maybe until I really got him. Not every day. What? No, you're not.
No, we got you back. We got you back.
No, what? I didn't go anywhere.
No, it's all good. Glitched for a second.
Yeah, now I'm thinking my internet might kick out just to rub it in. What was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying. What was I talking about? Something about Adam Jensen.
Yeah, you were talking that you were having a hard time. Yeah, exactly. Having a hard time getting to character.
Yeah, the first couple of months, it took me a while to find him, and the way games work is like once you get to a point and your release date is announced, you really have to finish your game.
Right.
So with Human Revolution, I think, if I recall correctly, we had been like rushing to get that DLC done. Mm-hmm. A little bit audio-wise. I don't mean they were rushing the game. I mean audio-wise, we had to get it in pretty quick. Mm-hmm. And I was like, can we go back and record some of the stuff I did in the first month? And like, no, we don't have time. We don't have time.
Oh, that's too bad.
And then I play the game, and I'm like, oh god, I hate this part of the game. Right? Like, hate that performance because I just didn't find him yet. Mm-hmm. And so it's like I watch it and I play it, and then I get to a point where I'm like, oh, I have to skip over the scene because I can't stand how I sound because I wasn't, I don't know, I put a weird accent on or something, or I just didn't have Jensen yet at that point. So in the new one, I come right in, and it's like, okay, now I know where to go through, so I don't have to worry about that. And then my performance might suck, but the character's gonna be there.
It's got to be Jensen all the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Was there, besides being able to already have your kind of character in your head, was there any other learnings that you took from Human Revolution that you brought to Mankind Divided?
What can I say about it? Just the history.
Yeah.
The history of Jensen. He's less trustworthy now he has a broken relationship in his past, and all this stuff that's happened with Oggs in Human Revolution, it affects him. So I bring that into the new game.
Did you get to watch the reveal, the 3-day Twitch reveal?
I watched.
Jesus.
I watched. Well, I mean, I watched the first little bit of it. I always said the thing that was so funny to me is I go in and log into the Twitch thing, and I'm looking at it, and I'm watching people kind of figuring it out. Which this is before the leak, so I'm watching people kind of trying to figure it out, and some people are like, "This has got to be Deus Ex. It's got to be." And I'm laughing. I'm like, "Yeah, this is great. This is exactly what marketing was telling me about."
I think I called it an hour. Like when they started playing, I'm in the chat. I'm like, "Girl, it's Deus Ex. I'm putting $10 in. It's Deus Ex, 100%."
I mean, it was cool. It was very cool. But when they told me about it, like I think it was 2 months ago, they told me about it, and I was like, "This is a great idea." Maybe 3 days was a little much, but it was a really great idea initially. And then when the leak happened, the thing about it was like I was on Twitter just like refreshing constantly refreshing the hashtag.
Right.
The can't stop progress, that hashtag.
Right.
I was refreshing it over and over again just to see if people were guessing or if they were excited. And then suddenly that hashtag was included with Deus Ex hashtags.
Yeah.
And then suddenly there was a picture of Adam Jensen.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I started getting calls from marketing going, somebody leaked it.
Aw.
Don't say anything.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm not going to say anything until you guys tell me it's okay. And then they themselves tweeted, come see the new Deus Ex at this point.
Yeah.
And I said, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to retweet that? Do you want me to talk about it? And like, no, because they don't know it's Jensen yet, was the thing. But then the thing is they did, because the second that leak came out, it was the leak of everything.
But then the Game Informer thing came out.
Exactly.
The Game Informer, I don't know what happened there, but like,
that was confusing.
I really don't know. I have no idea what happened. But once that, I think it was a Russian magazine leaked it.
Yeah.
Game Informer just released everything.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. I don't know. So once that was out, they called me like, just do whatever you want.
Okay.
So, but to be honest, they were like, well, retweet us, tweet about the time, about when they're going to release at least nobody knew it was going to be a trailer.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the good thing. We were like, okay, nobody knows it's going to be a trailer. They just think it's going to be some, yes, it's Deus Ex. Congratulations.
You got it.
But but it was great that people were freaking out about the trailer, and then the reaction it got was incredible.
Yeah.
Definitely more than I imagined, and I hope it at least equaled what marketing was imagining, because they were. I mean, it's not fair, right? They worked so hard.
Yeah.
At getting that whole plan to come together, and then it. Somebody just goes, nope, bye.
Yeah.
Well, I think that the fact that it was over 3 days got people maybe uneasy, or I wouldn't say pissed, but I guess they were like, come on, 3 days for a release.
Yeah, but
I think that's kind of a lot.
That, but it's still like.
Well, just had everybody poking around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let them last for 3 days, or like say it, even if they just released that it was going to be a Deus Ex game.
Yeah.
That would have kind of still been okay. But they released everything.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So you're just like, oh, everything, everybody knows everything now, so there's the surprise.
Yeah.
So the surprise was kind of just early in actuality. And then maybe more people were talking about it because it was a breach of what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So maybe it turned out better. I have no idea.
Was
but
it
the reaction
hard?
Was great.
Was it hard not to spoil anything? Like, how difficult was it to hold on to that?
Oh,
being
God,
like,
it's the worst. I've known for 2 years.
Oh my
Wow.
God, that's intense.
Oh,
so when we were
snap.
talking to you at Comic-Con last year, you knew what was
lying
up.
to you.
Oh my God, the truth was out.
That is so good.
There's so many people I lied to In fact, when I talked to you at Comic-Con, the guy I was talking to before you came to see me was one of the animators.
Oh my God.
And he was like, you have no idea how cool everything's looking. And then he walked away, and then you guys showed up.
Good
The
timing.
show.
Not
Hey.
should have been there 5 minutes earlier. Cat
No.
scoop.
And then so many, every day I get a tweet or an email from somebody who's like, so once Deus Ex Universe was announced, like every day. I I would go into GameStops and people would be like, "So when's the new Deus Ex coming out? Are you in it? What's going on?" Like all the time.
That must be so hard.
Jeez, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, my go-to answer was always, I know they're making one. I hope they call me.
Stay tuned.
Even though they had already called me like
yeah.
a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, they already knew what was up. Did you have to hold that from your wife?
No, I don't
Okay.
I tell everything to my wife.
Okay, good. Because I can only imagine, like, some of those embargoes, like, Kat and I work in radio, so we know some of the embargoes, and they're friggin' strict. So it's tough. Like, you can't say anything.
Yeah, the NDAs,
careful.
Are,
so careful.
The NDAs are tough, and I do a lot of conventions, right? So I remember getting in trouble because when Splinter Cell, we started working on Blacklist, like very, very, very beginning, when we were just talking about story, and Coben wasn't even in it.
Okay.
It's just I know the people who were making it, so they brought me in to mocap like test scenes. And I was at a convention, and somebody said, "Are you going to be in Splinter Cell 5?" And I was like, "I hope so," but nothing had been announced.
Okay.
So some magazine, again, probably some magazine in Russia, probably. They, I think it actually was in Russia, to be honest.
Wow.
They took it and took me saying "I hope so" as kind of like a tacit approval that there was a Splinter Cell 5.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
I should have said I don't know if they're even making one, but I said, yeah, I hope so.
Did that get you into trouble?
Yes, Ubisoft called me and they were like, "What did you say?" I was like, "I didn't say anything." And so you can get into a lot of trouble with these NDAs. Like,
Wow.
So yeah, I lied to a lot of people for a long time.
Oh, that's tough.
And I'm gonna keep lying because people
Keep
are gonna ask me,
lying.
like,
We
what
like
ending is the choice that goes well? I'm like, I don't know. I totally know, but I'm not telling you.
We love the big reveals, so you can keep lying to us.
Yeah.
We love getting surprised.
It's funny.
So yeah, that actually said. So how long have you been doing? The game has been like you've been signed on for 2 years or so.
Yeah, but I hadn't worked on it. They've been developing it because they started from scratch, right?
Right.
I think I don't know the technical side of it, but I believe it's a new engine.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Yeah, so it's they started basically from scratch. So they've been working on it for a long time, a lot longer than when I came in, and we're still working on some stuff for it.
Wow.
But yeah, I've known for a while.
It's funny because a few months back, I would say mid-February, Catherine, the other Catherine from Girls on Games, and myself, we went to the IDGA event here in Montreal one evening where it's usually like indie games and they show off stuff. And then they had some special thing to show us and we weren't allowed to film and we weren't allowed to talk about it. But they didn't make us sign anything. They didn't make us do anything. So they show us, they say it was from Eidos Montreal, and they show it. It's yellow. It's in the same style of like scene that Deus Ex comes out of, and we're just sitting there like, this is Deus Ex. Like, this is Deus Ex.
Yeah.
But we just saw no characters. It was just scenes. And
cool.
it did not leak. Nothing. Nobody said anything. I was really impressed.
Yeah, but they straight up said that it was test environment renders for the next Deus Ex game. They straight up said it.
Oh, I don't remember
did they
that.
say?
I just remember saying.
I'm pretty sure
we weren't allowed to say anything for it, and then the three of us were like, "This is Deus Ex. We know."
Yeah. Well, they knew. I mean, they announced Universe, right? But they didn't announce. They weren't going to announce Mankind Divided until last month, a couple of weeks ago.
Right. But it was pretty cool.
And I've been bothering. Oh my god, I've been bothering them for so long. Like, I just like, can I talk about it? Like, when are you releasing it? Last year at E3, I'm like, are you gonna do something for E3? Like, no, we're just gonna talk about Universe. Like, you bastards.
Please,
like, I just want to talk about it.
And
And of course they're right? Like, after everything, they're like, trust me, it's gonna be better if we wait. Yeah. And then we wait, and it comes out, and the reaction is ridiculous, and they're totally right. Yeah. And my impatience is like, oh god, you guys are totally right.
No, I admit I cried man tears when I saw the trailers.
I cried man tears when I saw the trailers.
I was so excited.
That's the name of this podcast. I cried man tears.
Man tears.
Yeah, between Adam Jensen and Han Solo, this month's been pretty crazy.
Oh my god, so many tears. Awesome. For those folks that want to get into video game performance capture, voice acting, whatever it may be, what pointers do you have for them?
There's no real. How can I put this? There's no real way in specifically to this type of acting.
Mm-hmm.
It's just acting. They go through the same channels that a television show goes through.
Okay.
Really?
Or that they hire casting directors call agents call their clients, the actors, and then the actors go in and audition.
Okay.
And they do it the same way as film and TV. So if you want to do it, just go into acting, take some classes. If you're in Montreal, stay there because there's a lot.
There is. There's
no TV. There's very little TV. English, I mean.
French
very
TV.
There's a lot of great French film.
Mm-hmm.
I love. For me, film from Quebec is the best in Canada.
Mm.
And I speak French, but you can tell I'm English when I speak French. So I can only play English people speaking French. But yeah, stay there, or go to Vancouver or go to LA if you can do it legally, because there's a lot coming out of LA, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, just tell your agent when you book an agent, just say this is what I want to pursue. So start submitting me for Ubisoft projects and Eidos Montreal projects and things like that. Because there are what do they churn out an Assassin's Creed every 6 weeks or something? So there's always going to be work.
Sorry, Jay. I'm in there. Chat still.
There's always work, and that's just the Assassin's Creeds, and then there's the millions of other games that Ubisoft and Eidos are working on, or not just them, BioWare and EA in Vancouver, and we have a Ubisoft studio here in Toronto, and then there's LA, which has them all.
That's true. Do you often know what you're test screening or trying out for when you go in?
No.
Never?
They don't tell you anything.
They don't tell you?
They make
just
up
give you a
some
scenario?
dumb title. They make up some weird dumb title for it. It's like, Dumbo Fall. I mean, okay. You have no idea what it is. And you go in, you just okay, today you're a Viking. It's like, okay. And then you get the part and it has nothing to do with that at all. It's like,
So you have to wear a hood and stab people.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's next for you when it comes to games besides Deus Ex? And you have a TV show too.
I'm sticking with Deus Ex for now, and then the TV stuff, The Expanse, is the show I'm on. Bitten just started in the U.S. on Sci-Fi, so I'm in that. And I'm still kind of busy on stuff I can't really talk about.
Are you tied up for a while now with
more NDAs?
Okay, you tied up. You still got more stuff to do?
With Deus Ex?
Yeah.
A little.
Yeah, a little. Cool.
Yeah.
So we've got a few questions from chat. I'm going to get Simo and Catherine to help me reading these out. Kat, do you want to pick the first one?
Sure. Pat Laundry, 1980, our good friend, has a really good one. He says, have you ever had the chance to work with really renowned names in video games acting like Troy Baker, Roger Craig Smith, and Aaron Fitzgerald?
I don't know Aaron, but I know Troy and Roger. Troy and Roger are friends of mine. I haven't worked with them. I mean, I worked with Roger. Because he's Ezio in Assassin's Creed, and I play his brother.
That's true.
Right, that's true.
But we never really worked together, but we do a lot of conventions together.
Okay.
I consider him a friend of mine. And Troy I know because I do a lot of conventions, and Troy's there. So we hang out when we get together. And we were in London a few months ago. I was in Sacramento with Roger. The funny thing, I was in Sacramento with Roger, and because we did this crazy Assassin's Creed panel. So it was me, it was Roger, it was Cass Anvar, who plays Altair. It was Amber Goldfarb. It was Noah, who plays Connor. It's just a whole bunch of Canadian. I mean, actually, we're all Canadian except for Roger.
Wow.
Who played all these Assassin's Creed characters. That was a lot of fun. My favorite thing about that, though, was that I got to hang out with the guys who play Lee and Clementine in the Walking Dead game.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that is fun.
Yeah, because I love those games.
Yeah.
And I became friendly with those guys too. We all kind of you kind of can't help it because you bump into each other the same thing. It's like being being a former sports player or something. You always go to the same alumni games and you go to the same signing sessions and you go. So I bump into Troy and Roger and Melissa, and like all the time. I bump into these people all the time.
Mm.
So we were just like, "What game are you working on now? What are you doing now?" And we're all friends on Twitter. And we make fun of each other.
I've got a follow-up question from Bry Guy What, who's asking on an update on the Michael Mando feud.
Oh my God, the Michael Mando feud.
Yeah, he was. I was. You know, it's really funny. He had just finished Better Call Saul, and I'm on The Expanse, and it's the same director. We had the guy who directed a bunch of episodes of Better Call Saul directed a bunch of episodes of The Expanse. So we were sending messages back and forth. Even though I have his phone number and I could text him, I was just like, "Look, next time you work with Michael, tell him he's an asshole." And then I would get back, things like that. Even though I really could have just called him and told him, but yeah.
It takes the fun out of it.
He's a psychopath.
Do you have any plans for an awesome Comic-Con panel like you did there 2 years back?
Maybe. That's the thing about Montreal, right? I love coming to Montreal to do these panels because there's so many video game actors there.
Yeah.
I mean, actors in general, but so many actors that have played big roles in video games. So maybe. I don't know what I'm doing this year in Canada. I got a whole bunch of things lined up in the States for conventions this year, to promote Mankind Divided and stuff.
Of course.
And the Expanse. So I got a lot of things to promote this year, but I don't know what's happening with the Montreal. I'm assuming we do something in Montreal because we made the game in Montreal.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm assuming we'll be there in some capacity, but it's earlier this year.
Yes,
It's
like
like
July.
July this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
July.
So I can only assume I'll be there unless I'm working on something else. Or
Okay.
actually, I have two. July's a bad time because we got San Diego Comic-Con that I'm almost for sure going to. I'm going to one in Texas at the end of July, so I might not actually be in Montreal for that one. But
You never know.
somebody do the donation button at the bottom there so that you guys can come to Fan Expo.
Yeah.
Elias says so.
Yeah,
Elias
see?
says so. Come on.
Simo, you want to pick a question?
Sure. Actually, there's another follow-up question from Pat Landry, who wants to know, Elias, what do you think of the work of Andy Serkis and his advancement in motion capture in video games and movies? I think he was one of the not the first one, but I think one of the most recognized one who did, as you said, like facial capture.
Yeah, he's kind of the pioneer. Yeah. Gollum, initially, it's really interesting because you could watch Andy Serkis' career and watch the technology through him and, of course, all the amazing people that worked around him, but watch it grow as his characters got more complex. Like you see Gollum in Two Towers, it wasn't facial performance capture. He motion captured it, and then they animated over his face, kind of. They didn't even actually animate over his face. They just saw his performance match the camera movements, and then they kind of animated to what he was doing. And it's very interesting to watch, because if you watch Return of the King and Two Towers, and then you go and watch Hobbit, and notice the difference in the performance, and the technology, of course, but you notice the difference in the performance, it's almost night and day, because you can see every little Andy Serkis expression, because that's full performance capture.
That's how far they're going to.
That's how far they're going. And then Planet of the Apes, of course, is incredible. Especially Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is just his performance is really good. Just as an actor, his performance is really good, and then the technology to capture that. And they do something. This is a bit of a tangent, but they do something special, which is they motion capture on location. Which means they're not in the big booth, the big room rather, with all the cameras surrounding them. They're outside.
Wow.
Capturing it outside with cameras that they place it wherever. Especially, I can't imagine the headache that was for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, because they got to put cameras in trees and they have to capture everything he's doing. It's really, really complex. And but to come back to the point, he's the pioneer. I'm sure there are others that don't have the name recognition that he does, that have started at the same time that he did, but he has the name recognition, so he's the pioneer. If I were to ever meet him, or if I were to ever meet him, the first thing I would talk about is, I do a lot of performance capture, and we'd talk that shop right away. I've worked with big actors and big name actors on TV and film, and we never talk acting really. I mean, a little bit, but if I met Andy Serkis, I would want to talk about that because it's such a specific type of performance and new. It's so new, So it's I love Andy Serkis. I'm a big fan of his.
Awesome.
Craig Coben wants to know: do you think motion capture performances shouldn't be a category nomination at the Oscars?
I think eventually it's going to get there, but not for a while.
It takes a little while first.
I mean, it's the only things that have motion capture are blockbusters, right? When the technology gets high enough that prices come down, and you start seeing performances, a lot of motion capture performance capture performances in film, then maybe. But I don't see it happening anytime. Look, I'm still trying to get. Every time there's an Oscars on, I tweet, "Why isn't there an Oscar for stuntmen or women?"
That's true.
There's no reason.
Nothing.
That drives me crazy. So let's tackle that, and then we'll tackle the motion capture thing.
Kat, you have a question.
Yeah. I want to know why no Batman? You would put Will Arnett to shame.
Me and Will Arnett, yeah.
Everybody in chat is asking that question, by the way. And like at the beginning, everybody was saying, "Why isn't he doing Batman? A Batman?"
Man, like it's so. Maybe one day I'll do a cartoon or something where I play Batman. That'd be fun, of course. And I grew up loving Batman more than any other superhero. But it's funny when I grew up before when I was a kid, like 10 to 15. Like I grew up before the internet. The internet started coming around when I was around 15, and I loved Batman so much that I felt like I was the only one who did. And then when the internet showed up, I realized that I'm one of 7 billion people who love Batman as much as I do. So like the luster has kind of worn off of like, oh, I wish I can play Batman. And now I'm thinking like my second favorite superhero is Wolverine. And I think I could play a pretty good Wolverine too.
Yeah.
I hear it too. I hear it.
So, yeah. I want to play Wolverine on screen.
That would be
That's what I
cool.
wanna do. I think I can do that. I got a little bit too much of a baby face, but maybe in like 10 years when I finally look my age, I can play.
Get a
I can
full
play
beard.
Wolverine.
You can get a full beard Wolverine. Will be good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Lumbersexual Wolverine.
That's what we need. Well, that's what Wolverine is. Also, I'm 5'10". Hugh Jackman's 6'4". I should be closer to playing.
It's
Wolverine.
true. It's true.
Wolverine's
is
5. Actually, even I'm too tall. Wolverine's supposed to be 5'6". I think.
It's true.
And he's
He's
Canadian.
tiny. Yeah.
And he's Canadian.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
you go.
not Australian.
Not Australian like the cartoon. Yeah.
All right, well, I think that rounds it up here for us this evening. Elias, thanks so much for coming to hang out.
Thank you.
This has been great.
Yeah.
Really,
Thanks, guys.
really appreciate it. If people want to learn more about you, where can they track you down?
Twitter's the easiest thing.
Yeah,
Twitter's the most blatantly self-promoting website there is. So,
that's true, eh?
just go there. All my links to the other websites and stuff is there.
Perfect.
And I try to answer or at least favorite everybody who tweets to me. I try. Sometimes I miss them, but for the most part, I try.
Yeah. I remember that I heard a commercial of you trying to sell me a car. And I tweeted at you and you favorited it. And I was like, oh my god, he noticed me. Senpai's noticed me. And I was like, yeah. That was pretty fun. That made my evening. Yeah, it was so funny. I heard it on the radio. I forget if it was on radio or TV. And I was like, holy shit, Adam Jensen is trying to sell me a Lexus. And I thought
I keep trying to tell them that. I'm like, you guys are going to get a lot of video game people buying Lexuses.
I don't think they mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should throw you Shome way because you'd be great on Shome.
Seriously.
Yeah, I'll go to Shome. I'll introduce the 80s rock or whatever they're doing on Shome now.
Awesome. Well, just thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you, Greg, for Craig just donated $25. Thank you so much, Craig.
Thanks, Craig.
He wants us to go to Fan Expo.
Yay, Fan Expo. Want to let everybody know that next week we have another special guest. We have Miss Harvey, Stephanie Harvey, the pro Counter-Strike Global Offensive player, so another female gamer, so that's going to be really awesome.
Cool.
And if you want to learn more about us, you can find us on girlsongames.ca. You can follow us on Twitter at The Girls on Games. We're at The Girls on Games on Facebook, Girls on Games on Instagram, YouTube, all that jazz. This is going to be up on iTunes.
We just started a Periscope.
Yeah, we started Periscope. Have you tried that yet, Elias? It's like...
Sorry, sick. Yeah, no, I don't have Periscope. No.
The hell
Oh my
is
God.
that?
I've heard about it.
Periscope, okay, so it's by Twitter, but it's a like live streaming thing. So you follow people, and when they go live, you get a notification, and you can watch whatever they're doing live. So earlier, prior to the podcast, when we were like setting things up, I streamed a little bit to like get it going, and it's pretty neat. But it also saves it. So say you're live at an event, like a concert or something like that, or I don't know, you're in the studio and you can actually show yourself in like the full regalia of dots for the motion capture. You could live stream that, which is pretty neat.
Cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Cool.
Good. More things video game companies are going to hate.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, don't bring it in here, turn your phone off. Yeah, exactly. All right, well, that's it for us this evening. See you on Thursday for Indie Spotlight Night, and thank you. We love you all. Keep on gaming and having fun.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Elias.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.